Okay, here we go. Hey folks, this is gone. This stream is really difficult for me to start. I'm sure some of you have read the title if people are watching right now. I wanted to do a vlog for this instead, but I just can't bring myself to do that. Every time I try, I just shut down. Essentially, this stream, I'm gonna pop into this riddle server. We've had to reset it. I wanted to put out because I know my uploads have been not a bit here and there and missing, and I wanted to basically go through and talk to people about mental health decline, particularly my own. Now, I know people will be worrying. Don't worry. I'm not going to say I'm fine, because to be completely honest, folks, I'm not. Essentially, as many of you people know already, I have difficulties. I've struggled with them a lot of my life, and I've grown up with them, and that's something that's had a lot of effect on my life. I've had horrors that have happened in my past that I wouldn't want able to go through, and that's difficult as it is. The trouble is, a lot of the time when I would go through a difficult period, instead of dealing with that difficult period, I'd essentially shove it aside in a corner and say I don't have time to deal with that, because I'm a very stubborn kind of person. I don't ask for help, and from a very young age growing up, I've just had it in my head that it was my job to look after everybody. Like, obviously I grew up as a young boy with just my mum. My dad wasn't around at the time. It was kind of hard. We moved from place to place a lot, and I had it in my head that it was my job to look after people, me and my family and other people, especially I found out when people had my own issues, difficulties, and never once actually take care of myself. So essentially, to put some of this short, because this is the only way I can talk about this, every time I try to talk on the vlog, I just shut down. I went to my ADHD clinic recently, and I'll be honest, they asked how I was, like they always do. I just started crying. For many years, I have been dealing with all kinds of stuff, and instead of stuff that's happened to me, really horrible things like losing close friends, just diagnoses of stuff that I shouldn't be on, medication that I've been put on that's caused hindrance, and those are just some of the small things. There's quite a lot of others. I don't want to go too much into it, but I've been struggling for a very long time, and instead of dealing with it, I've just been shoving it aside, thinking I don't have to, and eternally thinking, being stubborn, like I don't have time. You know, other people's got all kinds. My mother's got all this going on. My other friends, these other people need me. I don't have time to stop and think and deal with that at the time. I'll just put it away and I'll put work, because I can't deal with it right now. And after about 15 years of doing that, as you can imagine, it was not healthy, and I finally reached a breaking point. The last couple of years, I'll be honest, for me, I'm not going to go to it, have been extremely difficult. A lot of horrible things have happened. One of the main things is I discovered I was put on medication when I was very young. For many years that I should have been put on. That medication, I won't go into what it is, but essentially it has damaged my actual nervous system. I have in my right leg, I have a damaged nerve that misfires and causes me pain pretty much constantly. Seems like a lot I'm throwing at, and I just kind of want to talk about it, because I need to get it out, and I want people to know that I'm not just giving up. Things are really difficult for me. And I don't just want to be those people that just go, yeah, things are difficult, you know, that's just any excuse to be, which normally I'm like, no, it's nothing. But all that I've just said, that is a very small part of what I'm going through. That's just all my issues, my crap that I've not been dealing with, never mind the people around me, my family life, my personal life, employment and all that. That's just a small part of it. And I never wanted to have to put up something like this. I've always been a big believer in mental health awareness, but obviously being one of those kind of people that felt like it was his responsibility to take care of those, and then not realise myself, I feel like it's come to the point where I just need people to be aware of it, and I never thought I would suffer this badly. But 15 years, essentially, give or take. I'm 31 this year. I've been doing this for longer than I've been 16. It's been a coping mechanism of doing this and just keeping it all inside and thinking and telling my friends and close family, even my mother, I'm fine, honestly I'm fine, when I'm really not, and internally I'm just screaming for help and not dealing with it. It's a lot, and every time I think about it or try to talk about it, I just start. I've tried doing a vlog for the channel a few times. I just started crying and I just couldn't handle it. What has basically happened is I've been shoving stuff like all these issues I've had for such a long time aside and dealing with them, and instead of dealing with them properly, and it's got to the point where I can't deal with it anymore. I try to wake up, and if I even think about it, I just shut down. I've never thought I'd get to a point where it would ever get this bad, and I still feel really dumb. Internally I'm still like, it's not that bad, but there's all these other people that have it far worse than you should be helping them, and that's all I ever think. I don't think that I need help. I need someone to, you know, make sure I'm okay. I just think what I'm going through is nothing compared to everybody else, and just that's all I've ever done. I'm a very stubborn person. Many people who actually know me will tell you that, and I'm a very caring person. I will help anybody I feel that's needed. I will, be it family, be it friends, be it people that I see struggle with some of the issues like similar to my own. Hence why I put the damp up there. I'll help anybody, and I'll fight and fight. And what I really should have been doing is fighting, and I have. My whole life I've been told that because of my difficulties, oh, you can't do this, or you can't do that, or you won't be able to do this because you'll struggle with this, and I've essentially gone, screw you, I'm doing it anyway. And I've succeeded, mostly. But essentially I've come to the point where it's too hard for me. And I'm really trying not to. I don't even know if I'll keep the stream up. I'll keep the recording up. Am I actually streaming? I don't actually know. I could be talking to Niff. I need to check. Sorry, folks.
Theodore Donald Finn. Theodore
Oh, this is such a bad idea. It is lie, okay. Even I don't know where to go, how much more to go on about stuff. It's just everything I've been trying and fighting for my whole life. Fighting because with all the issues that I've had, and I've mentioned it before, but essentially my head is like, it's like a runaway treadmill I'm on, and things keep getting thrown on, and it is noisy, and I'm having to take medication been taken for a long time that I really wish I didn't have to take, but I can't cope. And even with that, I'm not coping anymore. But my whole life, people have told me, oh, you won't be able to do something. It's some stupid stuff like, oh, you won't be able to travel on your own, you'll struggle this, you'll do that, and I've always because of my stubbornness, and this is one of the good things about my character, I'd say, I've just gone, you know what, no, screw you, I'm going to prove you wrong, I'm going to do it, and I've succeeded. But obviously, even doing that and getting as far as I've got, which I have got a lot further than a lot of people ever thought, even myself I have struggled internally, and I've just never asked for aid or sorted it out. I spoke with my mother after I'd been to the ADHD clinic and told her what had happened, and she told me for a long time she'd thought something was wrong, and that it's okay. It's easy to feel it's okay not to be okay. That if I need help, which I clearly do, I should be asking for it. I've talked with some of my close friends, Mr. Riddlesworth himself. I've spoke to him about it. He's been and I'm very, very lucky to have people like that have just gone, if you ever need to talk, I'm here. I wouldn't say it's flawed me, well, it kind of has. It's put me in a state of, I don't know what to do anymore, and it's a struggle, but I don't want to give up the stuff I've been doing that I want to do, like stuff like the channel. I feel, even though it probably isn't helping other people, that it will, if some way I can make anybody else's day better by helping them with a game, or helping them know, like, look, this is how this is, or look how I'm messing this up, this is funny. That is all I want. That's all I've ever wanted to do. My main job has been a bartender for many years. Currently, I'm dealing with unemployment, but I've always had the thing of just wanting to help. And this is like, even now I'm thinking to myself, this is a stupid idea for stream, but I just can't put a vlog up. I found that when I try dealing with this, because now it's got my mental health problems, because there's so much piled up over many years, and all the stuff that's gone on in my life, I can't function, and I have to find something to turn my brain off, because it's so crazy and loud and everything's everywhere. I can't deal with it, which is why when I thought I couldn't do the vlog, and I tried 3 or 4 times, and I started crying a few times, and I'm close now, which is why I just decided I'll do a Minecraft stream, because at least then I'm distracting myself somewhat, so I don't just shut down again. All of the streams not going to be about me talking about all the crap I'm dealing with. I don't want people feeling sorry for me. I am just wanting to stream and just chill. But yeah, I needed to get that out. And I hope people understand that I'm not ignoring, but I'm not trying to be lazy. I'm struggling to cope with everything more than I've ever done. And I never thought my mental health especially, would decline this much. But essentially, to me, it feels like I have, all my life I've had walls put up emotionally, so all the stuff that I've been dealing with my whole life, I've been shoving away and putting walls up, because in fact one of the teachers at school taught me a coping mechanism, because even young age I couldn't cope with stuff that much. Essentially put stuff away to draw, and that wasn't the greatest, but I've just got to a point where it feels like all the walls I've put up mentally, so I can keep going with day-to-day life and I can keep carrying on, they've all just come down and everything's everywhere, and it got to the point where it's so hard to deal with. But again, like I said, I was going to put this in a vlog, but I just couldn't. Every time I tried talking a little about it, I just broke down. And this is the only way I feel I can get it across, where I'm not thinking about it as much, so I can deal with it. But at the same point, letting people that have watched my channel, and I know there is quite a few now, I know people who watch the Crash in the Minecraft, know that I'm not going to tell you I'm okay, because I'm not, but I'm dealing with, and I'm trying my hardest to keep fighting, even though I feel like I'm getting nowhere, and it is more harder than I've ever felt it has been. I'm hoping at some point to go to my normal GP and get antidepressants and stuff like that again. But essentially, when you've been trying so hard to just act like, you know, everybody else, and you've had all the learning issues I've had, and still, despite people telling you can't carry on, you have done, and you've done it for so long. Someone asking you, how's everything going? Is everything okay? And you finally realise, and your head finally ticks on, like, no, it's not, and you break down, and then they tell you you've got severe depression and anxiety, and you've probably had it for a long time. But because you're so stubborn, you've just not dealt with it. It's kind of hard. I'm not giving up on YouTube. I still will try and record stuff and upload stuff. I don't think it'll be as regular as I wanted it to be, because like the beginning of the year, I thought I'd gotten out of the slump I was in, without realising how bad I really was. I thought I was more positive. I thought, yeah, we've got this, we've got recording, and I felt a little better. And then a couple of weeks in, everything finally just came crashing down, and I just couldn't deal with it. And I'm sorry. I don't want people feeling sorry for me. I just want to make people aware that I'm going through stuff, and it is okay to have that. And even people, I'm not a massively popular YouTuber, but people are people, and you'd be surprised what people are holding in and struggling with. But yeah, I needed some kind of outlet to get it out. Normally in the past I've done like little vlogs, but I just couldn't. And as hard as it's been, it's a new journey and a new struggle I'm gonna have to try and fight more for. Because if there's one thing with my stubbornness is I am a fighter, and it does take a lot to stop me going. If I feel like someone's going through crap or going through something and I can help, no matter what and that's half of the reason I've been coping all these years. Instead of I've been down, I've found other people that are struggling, and I've put all my energy and all my effort into helping them, and because of that I've ended up not having to deal with my own stuff because I'm focusing on them. And that's good and well, and that is, you know, it's a good thing to do, but it doesn't help yourself. So when finally you run out of things, or you finally have time to stop, and then everything, like it has done for myself, or you just have a really, really rough part of your life, not more than any usual, but just it gets to you. And some more positive ones. This is Mr. Riddlesworth's server. We had to reset it because essentially the new update broke a load of the chunks. So we have reset it and we're starting again. But as bad as it sounds, and I feel sort of a little selfish because I suppose this stream is more for my benefit to get all this out and feel better about it, even if nobody watches the stream or if I take it down, I'll at least know I've got it out. And that does make me feel a little better. But again, I've talked to some of my close friends. I've talked to Mr. Riddlesworth, and they've been fantastic. I'm very lucky to have them.
Sup, brew? Hope you are good.
Yeah, I'm just talking. Hi, Riddle. I'm just talking about all the crap I've been going through. I was going to do a vlog. I just wasn't able to do it. This is really the only way I've found I'm able to cope. And talk to people about exactly what I'm going through. But yeah, I never thought I'd get to this stage. Don't get me wrong, I've had times in my life that things have not been great, and they haven't been. There's been some stuff that's happened to me that I wouldn't wish on anybody. But for it all to finally, my brain to finally go, you need to deal with this. You've got all this stuff on. It needs dealing with now, and then just be shut down because I can't deal with it. It's too much. I know 15 years of stuff building up is just a lot for anybody. And I still feel really bad because I still have that stupid stubbornness in my head that's thinking, it's not that bad. What are you mourning for? It really isn't that bad. Other people have got far worse stuff. And I don't think I can ever escape that mentality. But just what I've spoken to people, and if you watch go back and watch the vlog, that's just my own dealings. Never mind my family, who have also had all sorts of crap happen to them, and some of my close friends as well. And my mother's always said I'm the type of person who's literally like Atlas, who takes the world's problems and puts them on his back when he himself's already falling apart practically. And it's just the kind of person I am. I've always wanted to help people. And I find
talking while streaming helps. Making a vlog when your mind's all over is not easy. It's easier to talk in the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I did try recording a vlog. I've tried 3 times and every time I burst out crying. I mean, as I said to you, buddy, the other day, every time I try to think about or consider it, I just can't deal with it. Whereas finding something like this, even playing Minecraft, as stupid as it sounds, it helps. I can somewhat deal with it. But, yeah. But to people watching the vlog, I will probably keep this up, but it's just a point of my life where I feel like people should know, especially myself. You can't, as much as you're tough, everybody thinks they're tough, and myself, you have to deal with your stuff before it becomes a problem too big. If you keep pushing your small things in a corner and leaving them, eventually they're just going to get to the point, like mine has, where it's too big of a mound to deal with. And you need help, and if even it is that got to that point, don't do what I did and keep thinking you're fine, it's fine, other people, just actually get help, which is what I'm trying to finally do now, but it's a lot. It's a lot. For anybody that has watched the vlog, I'm not going to keep talking about it, and I might do, but thank you for listening. As bad as it sounds, it helps me to just get this out. I'm not going to go into exactly what has happened, all of it in my life, because there is some stuff people really don't want to hear. And there's some stuff that's happened to me that I don't want anybody to have to go through. But just know that for people that are struggling,
it's a distraction from our own pain, and it does help a little relieving someone of theirs, but as you say, our own stuff needs addressing even.
Yeah, what he said. I keep forgetting I've put it on text-to-speech. But yeah, folks, I wanted to put this up just because I'm not going anywhere. You don't have to worry. I'm not going to say I'm okay, because I'm not. I won't lie to you and say I'm fine, because I'm not. Because I've been doing that to a lot of people for many, many years and telling people I'm fine and I'm not. I will be okay, eventually. But for a good time, my videos maybe, and some of it, people may realise some of the lost recording, some things up. A lot of change is happening, and I'm dealing with it as much as I can. And for people that have the same difficulties, I am still here to talk to. For people that have damn and they're struggling with that at a young age, I have always be still here to talk to. And some people have reached out to me from my old damn video, and I'm more than happy to talk to you and help. But life is hard. And I'm getting old. Well, I'm not really, I'm only 31 this year, but I feel it, and myself. Oh dear. God, it takes ages to get bloody... I've been fishing with this same rod, folks, for ages on the new one, and I managed to get a mending book, other rods, but I've still not yet had an enchanted rod, which would help to get things back on track. I don't know what to talk about now. That was a lot to go through. I feel like I've got no else to go on about, which just sounds stupid. That was a lot of things. I suppose I can go like, yeah, we've got the add-on that allowed us to put like buildings up real quickly, because it was sad that we had to reset again completely, but it needed doing. There was essentially chunks of land that it looked like it had been ripped up out of the floor, and it was like any time we'd unload an area or an area would not load properly, that would happen. So people's buildings and stuff were just being torn up, structures were being torn up anytime it wouldn't load, and I'm assuming it has something to do with the update. I've looked, a few people have had issues, not quite like that, but they've had like rubber banding issues where things would lag or they'd be in a place and then it'd quickly bounce back to a few minutes ago, which is something I had the other day while mining. I was mining and then all of a sudden a good portion of it had just vanished. But yeah, we
I don't think I have any fishing enchants. Spent hours grinding at a village trading eggs so I could upgrade the tower.
And there's me thinking you'd got fishing because, well, that's what I'm trying to do, get the shulker boxes. I essentially got some diamond gear and then went straight to get a fishing rod, thinking, alright, and then the first decent loot I had was a mending book. I'm like, oh, cool! Like, I don't think I've ever had a fishing rod go to the point. I've always at least had one enchanted rod, but I actually fished up 2 normal bows. Essentially the way it works is a server, the loot table for fishing is shared. So for instance, if I'm fishing and I would get a mending book and you fished it up before me, you'd actually get the mending book instead of me, which is really weird. So it's like, yeah, so I've got that, which I'm probably going to be using on a pickaxe, but it was gutted on the server because I'd found the stronghold again. I found a pale garden. The blazes had started respawning in the fortress. I was trying to go for the head for that. That was cool, but it just needed to be done. I also figured out why my PlayStation kept crashing. Essentially, it's the same reason why I can't log onto the server on the Switch. It's to do with cache memory. And for someone who used to be an IT expert, I should have remembered, it's the RAM and the cache memory. There's too much fragmented stuff on there with all the add-ons. So it can't handle, it overloads and can't handle it and crashes. It's the same reason why the Switch's processing power isn't enough to actually handle that many add-ons. So I've actually cleared them, that cached memory, and it has run better, but I can't believe I didn't think of that. It's basic computing.
There's loads of enchanted books in the tower. I spent hours enchanting books.
Wait, did you actually don't tell me you went for the enchanting table to do it. Oh my god. Right, that it can work, but you've got to I see something. Hold on. I need to go kill this if it's still there. Because we have no ender pearls left. Where did it go? It's gone now, isn't it? Damn it. But there was an enderman there I was going to try to take out. Yeah, that's pure luck. It's worse than fishing, that one. Because at least fishing, you more or less, if you get a fishing rare loot book, you're guaranteed a couple of enchantments. You can just get one or nothing. And you have to be level 30 to get the, the highest level of the stuff. So, and it uses so much lapis up, it's ridiculous. It's not worth going for the enchantment table doing that. Your best options are trying to get villager librarians, and then re-rolling them for better enchantments, or just getting fishing, or just structure loot itself. I hear it. Where is it?
I have 1-3 in my house if you want some. Have you got the Tika village waypoint?
I have. I had a look. I didn't look on. I'm just trying to get the fishing up again, just so we can like get shulker boxes and stuff, because eventually I don't want to move to my own area. I saw it. It's fine. I'm only looking for the enderman because essentially at some point we're going to want to go for the fortress again. And if there's one about, because for some reason I don't know why, and I don't know if you've noticed it on the new world, they seem to spawn a lot less.
Cellar there.
I don't know if you've noticed that endermen seem to spawn a lot less on this one.
Cellar.
Okay. Oh, enderpearl cellar, right, on the village. Okay then. I still want the heads though. We'll have to do something about some of these trees as well. Who do you think you are? Coming for me? No. Bad this drowned. I guess it's night. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about the trees, because they're... the mobs are definitely spawning a lot. Like, at some point, when we both have time, it might be an idea if we can both like take a lot of time to flatten all this area out properly. It takes so long to get stuff.
I never thought it'd get into trading, but he went pretty deep yesterday, lol.
Fair enough. I mean, I have noticed the days. It was quite for people when we started this world. It was quite funny. We restarted and we both like did our own stuff. I went into mine and I spent a good portion getting stuff, and I like got iron and some diamond. I thought I'm getting really fat already. I feel bad, and then I had a bit. Well, my mental health broke, as I've told people. I had a bit of an incident, so I was off for a few days, and I came back and it was like 30 days. And then Mr. Riddlesworth being to God Neverite.
The whole island flat and make it a huge castle.
Yeah. There's Mr. Riddlesworth, basically, in the time of being off, gone to the Nether, found a bastion, got Neverite upgrade, and I'm like, well, I was ahead. Which was quite funny. I was like, well. Have I found a trident? I've killed so many drowned and none of them have dropped a trident. Mind you, I don't have looting on my sword anymore. I'm just essentially trying to get to 30 and then hopefully get lucky with levels on this. Because with no chance, fishing takes a lot longer, and as soon as I can get to the level 15, that's when we get the loot, which is what I was originally going for. So far, I can get diamonds, we can get emeralds, we can get a load of good stuff easily that way. Plenty of resources without having to mine too much. But it takes time to get to that. Like, you know, like recovery compasses, all that kind of thing. Diamond gear with some enchantments on some. I think I've got a crossbow as well. I don't know if it has armor at the loot, but yeah.
I'm gonna be streaming at 7, you staying on late?
Yeah, I've got no else to do today. I can join you on there if you want. Not. I do probably should eat at some point, but I've got not much else to do today. Mum's gone away with the kids on a trip down south, so for the weekend. So yeah. Which she asked me if I wanted to go with her. I just said I just need a couple of days on my own to just sort through stuff. I don't even know what time it is now. It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be on then. I probably might not be streaming at the time. I might just be on the server normally. But yeah.
Let's chat then. Chill night adventuring.
Okay. Yep, sure. Yeah, we can.
Sounds like a plan, sweet.
Yeah. I still can't believe I've not fished up an enchanted rod. Yeah. I mean, I've got a decent bow as well, which is really funny. Like, I've always said fishing's been overpowered in Minecraft. Like, the RPG skill makes it just more, but yeah. But I don't remember ever being this unlucky. My go-to on a new world used to be get some small resource like iron and iron armor and stuff like that. Find a spider, kill a spider, get fishing together, then you can get enchantments pretty quick, easily, and then go for your enchantment table. Because at that point you can get decent bows, so you've got a decent weapon. You can get a bit of fishing rod. You've got food supply really easily, and it's just one of the best efficient ways I've found to go through it. But I mean, I suppose I haven't been unlucky. But I've never been this lucky. Normally by now I've got something, but it's been very stingy today. Come on then. Great, more boots. I'm thinking one of the servers as part of. In fact, it was the old one. I literally had a barrel full of boots, and you can combine them because you end up, especially when you get a decent rod, you fish so much stuff up, and it's ridiculous. We'll be keeping the water things though for potions. Those are really good because these are annoying to get to make because you have to have so much glass to make enough of them. So fishing them up's the easiest way to get them. Same with the name tags you've got. Without fishing, the only way to find them is to hopefully get lucky if you find a village that'll trade you one, or if you find them in a structure. Which reminds me,
I pinched the beacons to put haste around the island for the terraforming. Used all the precious materials I have, but I don't know how to.
Wait, you dude, the beacons I've got lit are all fully powered, I think, because they're all got iron blocks. I'm pretty sure they are. Let me just check this a second. I'm pretty sure these are all fully powered. Yeah, they are. They should all be fully maxed out. We shouldn't have to build anymore. Oh, that's why some of these are missing. Yeah, you just didn't have to do that. There's like tons of iron under here, which is what's powering all the beacons. So if you have 4, yeah, there should be like, yeah, there's like tons of iron. These already should be fully maxed. I don't have a. Are they not? I thought they were. Hold on. Okay. Surely they are. There's tons of iron there. They're not. Oh, right. So how, if there's iron underneath here, what is it like then?
I was trying to get the double effects, but I don't know what I'm doing with beacons.
Right, well I do. So this isn't... I see how they made it. So there's enough iron here to make it properly, for sure. But essentially, because it's all... They've just basically put a flat base instead of actually making it up. The way beacons work, I'll explain it right now. Essentially, it's like a pyramid. So you have the top layer of the beacon being the beacon itself. Then you have... I need a load of blocks to just... Where's the thing? Well, this will be easier to show it like that. So essentially, you need... It's 4 tiers of power. So essentially, if you've got the beacon itself, that's nothing. That won't be powered. Then you've got the minimum to power a beacon to the smallest point is this. So it's like a 9x9.
I used all my gold, iron, diamonds, and emeralds. LOL.
Ah. Well, you need 2 stacks. Essentially, for a fully upgraded beacon, is it 2 stacks and 36 blocks as well of stuff to completely do it? Because you start with a 9, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So essentially, you keep doing that until you fall. The easiest way I've had to build one is build 4 up like that. So you know the top layer is that's the minimum. So that's your small base, and then build the same around here outwards, and then just keep going further out. So essentially, where you want to be is this is the maximum that it can be. So you want it to be like that. So you want the whole area to be outwards like that. So, and then the next one is there, and then the next one is there. And that essentially, when you put it all together, is a fully powered. So that's about essentially over 2.5 stacks. that's how you. It's confusing to build, and I've done it wrong a couple of times, but that's essentially.
I have a lot of gold blocks from the Nether and finding portals flying about the map, so I have 3 tires on my gold-powered one.
Right. Well, essentially, the maximum you need over 2.5 stacks of blocks. Be the diamond, iron, even emerald will work. Gold or netherite, but you essentially need a lot of them, and I mean like a lot of them to fully power it. But the thing is, to fully power it, if you just want to just use haste 1, you only need to do the 9x9. The only reason you fully power it.
Tires, damn.
Right. Let me have a look where it is. If I can see where you've built it, then I can see what's going on. Because you might actually just have enough. You might just have constructed it wrongly. Is it in here? So if you've got that much, I'd probably guess you have enough. Where have you put it? So I wonder if you probably do have enough, and
I put 7 down, lol.
Okay. You put 7 down. What do you mean 7 down? You mean 7 beacons, or? I see. I don't know where it is. The other thing that you need to ensure. It's found it. Got it. Right. Okay. So. Okay. So you've got outwards. Right. So you've got the idea, but you need a bigger space than this. So that's 2 tiers. Do I actually have any blocks? I do have some. Let's see. So you need all that doing, and then this needs to be wider. Essentially, you want to build it to there, so all that area needs to be completely covered. Let me just dig out the area you'll actually need to fill.
Damn, not far off with my gold-powered one then.
Yeah, no. When you, well, essentially that wants to be that bit, yeah. But like I said, it takes a lot of blocks, and I mean a lot. Because essentially the first tier is just a 9x9. That's your first power. Then you do the bigger one. To have it fully completely powered, you need the whole lot done. And all that does is regeneration, but yeah. It like I said, I've counted myself, it's like 2 stacks of blocks, and then I think it's like 36 more blocks to completely fill it properly. Because I think on the old server, I did one of them with emeralds, which took forever, and I did another with diamonds, which took even longer. They don't make it easy for you, that's for sure. You'd think even after making them with it wouldn't be that far to, you know, do it, but it's funny how much you actually have to do. So okay, so that's about as far as you want it that way, and then that's there. I have to dig out this bit then. It's a shame you can't use copper for it. really. Because you can get loads of copper, but sadly it won't let you use copper as a material. Which I feel it should, but I suppose it's too easy to get, I guess.
Took me ages to get the stuff it used up, lol.
Yeah, there you go. So that's about your guide, your guide of how it needs to big it needs to be. Essentially, you need that full. So if you've got the blocks, you just put them there. I don't have as much resources, I'm afraid, so I can't finish building it. But at least you've got the outline of it there. Okay. Well, this could be made into a... Well, I want to sort my own fishing out, then I'll see if I can fix you a sugarcane farm again. Quite easy to make now. But yeah.
If we have 4 tires, will it extend the range?
Yes, so essentially if we had 4 beacons in a big grid, it wouldn't extend the relay, but for instance, say this is one beacon, and this is one beacon, and it'll reach about to here, say, and then we have like another one here. But essentially it won't extend it, but if for a small area will put a bigger area of effect if they're all the same. If that makes sense. So the more you have in an area, the bigger the effect. So obviously we have a structure, the effect is quite far out, but it doesn't extend the power of it, but it will extend the area depending on how far. But you'll have to work out which point one of the beacon stops working to then place another in that vicinity to make that extend further, if that makes sense. I have done that on a server, worked it out, and it's really weird. Depending on how fully powered your beacon is, so if it's a fully powered beacon, I think it's like 30 odd blocks in any direction, but again, I don't know for sure.
Like a water block in a field, got it.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know the full extent of how far fully powered beacon stretches in every direction, but yeah. I still can't believe that that's in a starter kit though. I mean, fair enough, it's, you know, like, you've got some of this stuff you need blocks to make them, but the fact that this is in the starter kit and you just instantly place it down. I'm working on my my heads again. Right. Well, let's put some of this stuff back then.
You'll have to find out, I may have them too close.
Okay. I'm gonna have to at some point put the settings back on to from text to speech to actual text, because the text to speech voice I can't hear or understand exactly what it says half the time. It's kind of like, huh? I might have to see if I can change the voice. It doesn't mumble, but it's like, what? It like completely screws a lot of what people type, and it's weird. Right, I need food. I bet I just put my food back in there, didn't I? Yep, I did. Yeah, there it is. Oh! How did I not notice this? As it says, what's the shop selling though? I'm assuming this is hidden. Oh, there's no book. There's a tripwire for some reason here.
There's nothing wrong with my voice. Stephen Hawkins thinks in hot as hell. Well, he did before his batteries went flat.
Yeah. It might be just my headset with the way it goes then, because it's obviously the music's still playing as well as that at the same time, so it's hard for me to hear it properly. Other than the fact that we've had, well, since I've not been on the new world as long, but so far I've seen absolutely no issues in anything, which is good. But I've looked up a few videos and I've seen a lot of people that had old worlds and upgraded them have the exact similar problem where chunks were being like deleted out of nowhere or like just having errors. So it wasn't just yours, it was a case of it's essentially because it was an older world, it was struggling. Okay, now I don't know. See, okay, can I sort this midstream? Because this is, I don't know who's talking now. I'm actually gonna have to check now. Give me a minute. Ah, right. See, I couldn't understand any of that. I'm just having to look on this now. Okay. Right. Now I just have to read for the actual messages now properly.
Leedle leedle lee.
Right, and see, earlier I didn't even realise you said there's a mending cellar at the village. I'm now reading through them. Yeah. See, I heard what you said. I didn't hear fully what you said about the beacons, even or pinch the beacons to be case. Okay.
In just having fun with RoboVine.
Fair enough. Okay. I will find some way of getting best of both worlds for streaming. Like, even if eventually when I can afford it, having like a separate monitor, because I'm currently playing on the TV, just seeing what the chat's like. Tell you something though, there is absolutely no lag. I'm looking at the input. That's impressive. Okay. Right, so I'm caught up now. Now I realise you said there was mending books. I didn't actually realise that's what you said. Well, that's even more depressing now, because that was like the only thing I thought I had that was ahead of stuff. How much is the mending book, so? Also, don't worry about pinching the beacons. I did say you could.
After so many words, Shez a lazy eye.
LOL. Yeah. Don't worry about pinching some of the beacons. I did say you could have one. I don't need 15. Alright then. Almost there. Question is, will I get an enchanted fishing rod before I reach level 3 and enchant this one? Probably not. It's gonna prove me wrong now, you watch. I'll be like, alright then. I'll show you.
I put the spares bottom left in tower house chests. There's also some failed enchantment swords in enchantment room in tower if you want one.
I'll have a look. I was going to ask you the other day when I realised you'd combined the mines, because I thought to myself, right, I'm going to go make a clock. You know, I know I've got some raw gold down in my mine, and then when I went down, like, huh? What's happened here? And then I went to the chests. There was like more chests there. I'm like, has he just gone and took my you gone for my hard work mine that I've just done? And like, oh cool, I'll just carry on. I want to know where my gold went. There was some raw gold I put in one of the chests, and it was gone when I went back to it. Because Joe was saying, I thought I would know griefing. I said it's not really griefing, it's, you know. But I found it funny. So, where if I still got the entrance to the mine I had, it's kind of difficult to work out whereabouts it is from there. Unless it's been cut out, which I think you may have actually... Have you, maybe? I think possibly you might have cut the entrance off. I know, because around here somewhere there's like a random torch in the ground. I bet you can't find it now unless you've got...
I used it for something. There's always spare in the red banner hut if needed.
That's fine. I'm trying to find the entrance to my old mine now. I wonder if you did... I have just flattened off where it was. It's kind of annoying to... I think you might have actually...
Filled in.
Yeah. I know where the new entrance is. I was trying to find the original entrance I made. I'm aware where the new one is. But it was around here essentially somewhere, folks, and I just... But I remember going to where my was and going down, and I'm like, okay, yeah, da. I think, was it this here it carried on? Yeah, here, look. Yeah, it's dug over where it was. But essentially this was where mine was. And I'd gone down, I'm like, yeah, okay, da. Because I dug down to where bedrock is to find matter diamonds, and I'm like, wait a minute. Well, this wasn't here before, and I thought, where's it gone? And then I went down, and I thought, what the hell has he done? What's he been doing? And I'm like, what on earth? And I thought, has he just took it over the mine, or has he extended it? What's happened here? So I went down, because I couldn't work out if you just blocked up my mine, or, aha, there's some gold. Or if this was my mine, and you just sort of gone, oh, he's made a start on that, cool, I'll carry it on.
Need a minicart to go from top to bottom, it's deep as hell, lol.
I could do that. I need to put like a wall sign, but a section there, because I think we should have both stairs and minecarts, because you could set up storage that way. In fact, if we got minecarts with hoppers, you could essentially send one all the way down here, and then anything you want sending back up at the top, we can send back up. So yeah, my chest... I saw you kept my crafting table, like, crafting tables there. This is definitely where my mine was. And I'm like, there's more chests than there was before. What's going on here? It was like proper confusing at first. I was like, there's all the tunnels.
Put rails on middle of steps?
Yes, it's... I'm trying to think now how it would work. I'm not sure if it'll work on if you can place rails on steps. It's also a case of if you don't want the minecart to be pushed off. That's why you kind of want a proper stone track like that, because if it's on steps, if someone it might easily get nudged off by something. I'm thinking. I don't know about that then.
I left diamonds down that shaft near chests.
Yeah, I got those because I thought. I cheekily thought, okay, fine, if he's going to nick my gold and take my mine, I'm taking these diamonds. Which I pretty much just made to get over to, because I'd essentially had one diamond pickaxe, I had a diamond helmet, and iron stuff, and I felt pretty good about myself. And I'd used the diamond pickaxe to get more diamonds. And then I finally got to the point where I thought, I've got reasonable gear, I'll start fishing now. And then obviously I was off for a few days, and then I did one thing that was good last week. I went to go see Bowling for Soup in Wheatus, and they were amazing. First time I've ever been to a gig ever. I don't really know to go to this, but it was my best friend. But I had a great time, and it was, to be honest, Wheatus, this guy himself, Brendan, he's 51, and he's still got it, man. It was listening to Teenage Dirtbag live was just, he's still got it. I think in the end I only actually spent with food, drink and travel and all the ticket thing. It only cost me 93 quid, and it was well worth it, and something I'd definitely do again. Even though
fortune 3, so I only take one off each clump and leave the rest for you. I am also just a teenage dirtbag baby.
But yeah, it was. The only real bad part was, obviously, I mentioned earlier, because of some medication I was given as a young child to manage psychotics because of my ADHD aggression, and I shouldn't have been taking them. I have nerve damage, so my right leg, I have a nerve that misfires and gives me pain constantly. So when I'm standing a lot, I can't walk as far. So I have a cane. So despite all the cues, I was obviously took the cane and standing for 5 hours. So the queue to get in was fine. The queue to get to the courtroom was horrible, and some of the merch was horrible, and I was getting really upset and fussed because people kept pushing and shoving and being partially crippled. It's not exactly what you want. And then right at the end, as we were coming out, I had a similar thing again, where there was like a massive queue to just get our stuff back, and the security guy comes up to me like, "Are you okay, buddy? Are you alright with your kid? Do you want to skip the queue?" And I just thought, where the hell were you earlier? Like, I've been shoved around getting in and out, I'm partially crippled, struggling as I am, and fine, that's fine. Where the hell were you earlier? And he just said, yeah, you could have skipped this queue the whole time if you'd have just come and got a member of staff. I'm like, seriously? And I'm like, yeah. If you've got an issue, a health issue like that, all you need to do is come. Did you don't know that when this is my first gig? I didn't realise I could do that. And then my best friend, my friend that I'd got the tickets for came, and so he was in the queue with me. And then when he finally got out, he went, "I need a bloody cane." I was still waiting a lot. I didn't, and I was like, "I'm sorry, bro. I didn't know." But yeah, it was really good, and I'm glad I went to something like that. I really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping to do stuff like that again.
Well, at least he helped as soon as he spotted you.
Oh, that's the funny thing though. The same guy had been watching me earlier on in the queue, and I kept thinking, because I've had it before where, because I'm quite young and I don't always need my cane, people have come up to me and said, "Why have you got that? You don't need that." And I actually have a fold-up cane now, because I've once in the bus station in my hometown, the wooden one I had, I almost got it taken off me because one of the bus station security said it was an offensive weapon, and to see me walking without it. So the whole time he's seen me about, walking around with the cane, in the queues, never said it, and it was only at the end when he finally went, "Are you alright with that?" So he saw me earlier. A lot of them saw me. The security people there saw me, the staff, but not once did any of them say it until right at the end. But yeah, essentially there's a nerve in my right leg that misfires constantly, so that brain reads as in pain all the time. And it's not actually in pain, it's where the nerve damage was caused by the antipsychotic I was taking, because I shouldn't have been taking it, and caused damage over time. But I don't always need a cane. I can walk around fine without it, but eventually, after a while, if I've been on it too long, or if the weather's cold, or any random bullcrap thing, apparently, it'll start hurting, and I'll put weight on it, and my leg will try and forcibly, because it thinks it's in that much pain, fall and go on there, and I'll fall on the floor. So I do need it now and then, but it is really annoying when people look at me like, "Why have you got that? You don't need it. I've seen you walking fine without it, and running fine without it." Most of the time I can, but it's just occasionally it is really bad, and it's quite frustrating to deal with. I do have a cool cane though. If you've ever watched House MD, I've got House's flame cane. That's a fold-up one, and it's I basically got the fold-up one because I didn't want our security guard trying to take stuff off me, so I thought if I've got a fold-up one, I can put it in my bag, it's out of the way, and they can't see out then.
I love House.
Yeah. No, yeah, I've got, I think it's made of carbon fibre. It cost me about 50-60 quid, but it's collapsible, but it's got the fire cane. Me and my mum used to watch before I moved out for the first time. We watched it, and she loved the series. And obviously, the irony was with the pain in my leg and me not knowing what was going on because I misdiagnosed several times. I felt quite close to the character as well.
Nice.
But going again, talking not just about mental health, but that part of my life when I worked in a hotel bar. I worked there for many years, and when my leg got really, really bad, essentially there was a point where I was on a shift. It was busy as hell. Middle of the summer, obviously we were short staffed. There was no way I was struggling to basically keep moving. My leg was in that much pain, and it was a case of I couldn't go, it went stiff, and I did, because of the way I am. Again, I don't like taking the easy road. I just refused to say to the manager that I needed to go home, and I just thought no, because they're going to struggle, and kept it. And eventually I went into the washroom and my leg had locked and I couldn't move. So what I did was something very stupid, but it did work. I essentially punched a very solid wall in the washroom as hard as I can to basically shock my nervous system to release my leg. I ended up pushing my knuckle into my hand, and it's still out of place. And then I got sent home anyway, because obviously I was in no condition, and my manager found out just how bad it was. So I remember going to the hospital, and they put this pot on that fell off within a few days, and then went back to A&E, and they essentially put another stripping on, which was so tight it was going the circulation off of my hand. So the bone never healed, essentially. But yeah, it's when that happened with my leg, when it got really bad this was 3-4 years ago, when I finally got it diagnosed, I was cut down on hours in that place. So I changed jobs to another place because I felt like the company wasn't helping me. And then it was during that time I went for another really bad time. I lost a few close friends, and my then partner essentially broke up with me and kicked me out of my home, which I had to move back home. So that was against the start of it. But yeah, it's sad because I used to do cross country and all kinds of stuff, and I used to be really, really active, and I still forcibly think, screw it, I shouldn't be walking to and from town, but I'm going to do it anyway because I can. And despite what people have said to me, said you really should be like, you should put yourself off sick, you need to go. And I went, no, because I can work, and there's people out there that literally can't. So no, I'm going to keep going and keep pushing through it. Which is, I still can, and I still have that mentality, but there may come a point in the next couple of years where I literally am able to, and I'll still go, no, people are off worse than me, I'll just keep going. I've never wanted to have to rely on benefits. I am currently on them at all. I've always just worked, and I've always been a person to just get up and go to work and do it, but when things happen, as they have done for me the last 4 or 5 years, all at once, it just gets to a point where you just can't do it anymore. Oh, we got to level 10. Are we level 30? I didn't even notice. Right, okay, let's see if we can get a decent enchantment on this. So if anybody who's watched my channel, some of the old vlogs with Rerun and Fry, you'll see me in some of them actually having a walking stick with us and the webcam, and that was because my leg was, at that point in my life, was getting to the point where it was that bad without knowing what it was, because I've had diagnosed and essentially I got told I had osteoporosis, I had all this, I had that, my bone density had gone down, this had happened, that had happened, and it turned out the Spiridone, the antipsychotic they gave me from being a youth, was essentially damaging my nervous system. But I had several doctors tell me all kinds of rubbish and crap and misdiagnosed, and never know what was wrong with it until finally we found out. And by that point, it was unfortunately too late, and the damage had been done. Yes! Sorry for anybody. That's the best I could have had it, except for mending. In fact, you know what? I'm going to put mending in that as well. That was so lucky. That's the best I could have had for that. There we go. But sometimes when I think about what I've gone through, and I still think...
Perfect excuse to be a full-time content creator in my eyes. Every cloud has a silver lining. You just need to find it.
Yeah, well, this is one thing I've always enjoyed. I've tried. I wish my channel's been on since 2013, and I've gone through stage of loading loads and thinking, oh yeah, and then nothing, and then uploading a bit, and then nothing, because at the time, if I'd have kept to just uploading, I may have been quite a lot more further ahead in my content creation career. I'd probably more popular, but because of, obviously, I was a teenager back when I first started, I was trying to work, and that got in the way, and I was doing work at the time. If I could now afford to continue just being full content creator and do as much as I want to do and all the ideas, I absolutely would do. I mean, the other day I looked at one of the parts of my Crash Bandicoot thing and saw it had 256 views and went, what the heck? That the kind of, I'd not seen that kind of spike in any of my videos in a long time, especially in a short space of time, and it made me realise at the start of the year, when I did feel better, that I was onto something again. Which I still want to keep up for that, because clearly I've got something. Again, my confidence has grown or something, but yeah. So now I've got the best enchantment. I should be getting all of this stuff faster now. We get it to 15 and then we can finally get shulker boxes again. Which is pretty much the most of what I was going for this. Well, that's stupid of you, isn't it? You've just gone up there and got burned. Why'd you do that for? Silly bugger. Have you given jobs to all the villagers yet? Because essentially I can try get a few into cartographers. That will well, we won't be able to tell straight away, but we might hopefully get lucky and we'll be able to get trial shamer maps and Woodland Mansion maps. So we'll need to get some cartography tables though. And another thing I also noticed is the reason we couldn't actually select one player sleep before is because even though it told me, this is a funny thing, it told me that it was completely fully available.
My Minecraft bots are doing steady numbers. Need to actually make a video though introducing the new world, a few that have been locked.
Yeah, well, so some of the stuff I've done on some of the like the recordings I've had, I did do one, but annoyingly, so the way I have to start recordings is on my PS4. I have a share button. I have to press that twice in quick succession to start the recording. Now sometimes that works and it says recording started, but sometimes, very occasionally, I'll do that and I won't realise it is recorded started, and then I'll try press to end it, and I won't end it the correct way. And instead of saving that recording, it just deletes it and it doesn't exist anymore. So I've actually had to re-record some stuff like that. But the last Minecraft one I was talking about, that didn't end up going up because that recording failed, was me telling that we had to slightly do a soft reset on the server, but it was worth it in the end. I mean, the series I started that you watched on, I intended to keep that going, but I found that I more enjoy playing through with other people rather than just on my own and that kind of thing. And I found when I enjoy something more, I end up it seems to come across in my own confidence. I need another book. I'm gonna. I don't know. Shop is. I'm using the shop storage for a quick minute. Yeah, have some fish. Oh, the uncrafter's better. So funny thing, when we first thing, I was trying to figure out where the uncrafter was so I could uncraft one of the brewing stands to get blaze rods. And I couldn't find it, and I gave up in the end. That's funny.
Gutted had the world running perfect too. Damn Mojang and their game-breaking bugs.
To be fair, a lot of it was because it was an old world. Like I said, I watched videos recently of people having older worlds than we had, but from beta, and it's it's something to do with no matter what you do, because they do upgrade through updates, of course. But essentially, with you telling me that it was one of the worlds that wasn't an infinite world before, that was the problem. Mainly because it wasn't an infinite world and it had been forced to update to be an infinite world, which encoding wise is a big change. There was still remnants of stuff there that wasn't able to fix itself, so, and then we thought we'd fixed it, which we had, but essentially when the new update came, and then I said what was happening every time we'd have an update on that world, because it was an infinite, instead of updating and adding biomes further out than what had been previously rendered, for example, like it was supposed to do. For instance, the close area, a trial chamber could spawn and stuff could spawn that wasn't supposed to spawn there because it wasn't an infinite world. So what was happening was it was generating the new content in the area where the world was
I have images from Chunker showing.
Essentially existing. So because even though it was an infinite world now, so what was supposed to happen, it was supposed to generate it out of the loading area, but because it previously was not an infinite world, it was still trying to generate it in the area where the world would previously cease to stop existing. So we'd have, and I did notice it with some of the chunks being up, that we'd have 2 or 3 chunks of biomes that shouldn't have been on top of each other, which was what was causing the original lag, because it wasn't generating properly like it was supposed to do anymore. It was still trying to generate the new content in that limited world, even though it wasn't a limited world anymore. So that's essentially, from my coding expertise, what was happening. So no matter what we would have done, I think it would have continued happening, and until some wizard Mojang can figure out how to solve that to fully make a old non-infinite world to be infinite properly, it won't happen, because it's the embedded code in that world, if that makes sense. Which is really silly, but that's really horrible spaghetti code, and trying to figure stuff like that out. I remember when I was in college.
LOL, it's a shame.
College, I studied IT, and one of the things I was hoping to do, and I got quite pretty far of until the college kind of screwed me, was game engines. I'd essentially come up with an idea where several game engines, for instance like Unreal, RPG Maker, could work in a similar program and work in harmony, so each of the assets could work with each other, and that still hasn't been done. And I came up with the point where I think I got Game Maker 8 and RPG Maker working in the same program, and you could use each other's assets, and the code for that, because of all the internal arguments, was massive, but I managed to do it. And I'm showing my tutor and saying, I've got this, it's like, you're onto something massive here. And he told me then, whatever you do, don't put it on the college database, don't put anything on the college, because if they find it, even though when you go to university, they will take credit for it. So I didn't, but then when I was trying to get to university, because of my learning difficulties and stuff, even though I had the UCAS points, every university said, sorry Mr. Taylor, we can't cater for your learning educational needs, so we're going to say no. So bear in mind, I've done several courses. I did business, I did law, I did IT. So this was the third time I'd done that, and it was getting expensive, the course. So I just quit college. And I went back to my tutor, Simon, and I said, what do I do with this? So I went, if you don't continue outside of it, honestly get rid of it, because this has not been done. What you've done is amazing, and I don't want to see someone else take credit for something you've managed to figure out. By all means, I support that you should probably continue that, and I didn't continue it, and I wish I had done. But essentially, if I'd have been able to fully implement all of it, every game engine that'll ever exist would work with each other, and the games we could create now would be amazingly, completely drastically different, because each asset would work with anything. You could have any assets working in any game with no complications. Like, you could have God of War working with Minecraft in the same game space.
Could you do mods for Bedrock?
I haven't done coding in so long. I'm so behind, and I've forgotten so much of all the skills I used to know and all the basic coding. I'd have to relearn it all again, and that would take so much time I just don't have anymore. I'd love to get back into that kind of thing, but I'd have to relearn a lot of the coding to refresh all the skills and the patience, and I don't have the patience anymore to go spend hours upon hours, to the point of weeks, going through codes, fixing every argument between the programs that I was trying to do unknowingly. But yeah, with stuff like that, I was always being technical minded, and I always have had a knack of figuring stuff out, even if I didn't know completely all about it, and fixing stuff. But yeah. It's a case of when I have if I can find something and I can sort of begin to understand it, I can figure out the rest a lot of the time on my own. Even
everything's good these days, lol.
Yeah, even if it's like overly complicated. Like the thing I made, I wasn't even supposed to be doing. There was teaching us coding, and I remember teacher Simon. I showed him like, oh look, I've managed to figure out this, and like. And he remember looking at me confused, like, you shouldn't have been able to do that. That shouldn't be possible. How have you managed to do that? And I just showed him the thing, and like, yeah, you need to continue programming. That you shouldn't be able to do that. That's amazing. You managed to figure that out on your own. You've not looked up any of the, advanced materials that we had. And I went, no, I've just, played around with the coding program we have and just messed about with it. So, because essentially what I'd done, I'd got a calculator, a converter, and all this other stuff, which sounds really easy to do, but all these were put into a separate program and all the buttons, coding, and I managed to do it all on my own, and we wasn't meant to be doing that for at least to the end of the semester. I was quite shocked. But the thing is, when it comes to spreadsheets, I can't stand them. I hate Excel with a passion. I used to get so frustrated. I'd try my best to sort a spreadsheet or the database out, and there'd be one argument in the Excel that I'd screw up my whole thing, and I'd get really annoyed and angry, and I'd just try and start over again, and I just didn't have the patience for it. But then I had the patience for coding, of going through all the tiny bits of arguments in the code. But Excel, I can't stand it. I hate the spreadsheet stuff. I really do. I can do it, but I just can't. I don't have the patience or time for that stuff. Never have done.
Same, but I have to compile monthly data for clients, so I can't avoid it, lol.
It's not essentially it's a bad program. It's the fact that if you do it ever so slightest mistake, it'll think, oh, you want this formula, we'll change all this for you, and you won't actually want that formula, and then you'll have to spend another 2 hours going through everything again. Ooh, I have an infinity bow. Going through everything again and resorting it. And the amount of times that happens in that program is so annoying. Okay, sure, now I get an enchanted rope bow. It doesn't matter, I've got the best one. Is it night? Yeah. But yeah, essentially I thought the one player sleep was active through everything. It was only active in single player Bedrock for some reason. I don't know why, which is really strange. Now you can make realms and they'll have the one player sleep thing, but I don't understand why you couldn't do it back then, and it isn't a cheat. Though what is funny is do you remember the old gravestone Adam we had? I got Jeremy for his birthday. I made him a realm and I added that on, and then I noticed it said achievements can't be gotten in this world, and I thought, what do you mean achievements can't be got? And I looked into it. Apparently that add-on,
I don't need to use formulas, so that's a positive. It's set to 50 ATM.
Yeah, that add-on, the old gravestone add-on, will actually disable achievements in worlds now apparently. So we kind of looked out with that, not having to use that one, I guess. Which I kind of get why, because it's keep inventory on. I suppose we're kind of lucky that this one doesn't still do it. I suppose it's sort of like having keep inventory on, but not. Yeah. Right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Right, I'll just go into the, I'll take that with me. I need to put the heating on. It's just really dropped all of a sudden. I need a drink, so I'm just gonna take this, make sure I'm safe, and then I'll go grab a
The
drink.
system's broken a bit. You have to make the world first, then add the mods when it's live, and achievements will still work.
Ah, I see. That makes more sense. See, obviously, it's fine for Jeremy and Joel because it's just a way for them to, for me, and it was, even though it was Jeremy's birthday present, it was a way for me to be able to, when they're away at the dad's, to be able to play with them both, and they keep asking, right, I'll be back in 2 minutes, I'm just going to put the heating back on and get a drink. Alright, I'm back. What have I missed? Anything? There we go. Alright. Yeah, I think when we do flatten it out, if we want to make a castle, I'm all for doing that and combining them. Because, don't get me wrong, I love my house on the old world. I was very proud of it. I think I told you before, I'm not fantastic in building, but that was one of the few things I built I was very proud of building. Especially when I got the downstairs area storage and, you know, connected it to my old mine. I was very proud of that. And I wish I could. It's my friend Alex's server, but I wish I could show you like the submarine I built. That's another thing I was very proud of, though. That took ages to build. The amount of copper that needed, that was ridiculous. But yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't mind like making a castle, and it's like if the others are okay with it, we can make it quite big and have it in sections for each per person's area. That'd be kind of cool.
Can you make a chair and sit on it whilst fishing?
You know what? I think I can, but it won't look right. I need wood. I bet I can. I need a bit of wood though. In my head I can visualise how to make it, but it might not look the way I want it to. There's a lot of times when I want to build something, I can visualise how I want something made, but then when it comes to building it, it never seems to look right, and then it's like, oh, no, it looks rubbish. Which is why usually I just normally go, I settle on like a plateau area. And then, or just like I dig into the side of a mountain and then make my base inside the mountain rather than having to build, because I'm never really good at things. So when I built the base on the old server, I was really proud that it was a proper base, and I was quite proud of how I built it. Right, as much as I like all the extra stuff, this sort of does my head in because I have to scroll through all this stuff to get to what I want. Right, I will need. If to make it look right, because I've made family. Where's the trapdoors, man? I need. I don't know if it's my eyesight that's really bad, but I can't see it for looking. Right, I need one of them. I'll need. Yeah, because there's so much here, it's almost impossible to see what you're looking for between everything else now, and it's not the worst, but it's just, it's a bit of a pain, I think. Right, okay. We got a couple of these. Oh yeah, I've got too much crap on me. Let me jump fish and some of these. See that now I've got like a decent fishing rod. I'm getting loads of good stuff now.
Yeah, isn't there an actual chair in the furniture pack?
If there is, I don't know. I was just gonna make one with like a trapdoor, some stairs, and then do it that way. See, this is the issue. A bench would be cool. I might actually just make a bench. My eyes are struggling to see what the difference is because of all the massive different things that I'm not used to. And it's not all, unlike the normal stuff, it's not quite, you know, like wood coded, if that makes sense. It's just everywhere and chaos. Like I'll just search chair. If not, I'll make a bench. Come on, no. Oh, to the search bar. I can make one. I've got visualised in my head. I'd have to have like a trapdoor as the back and then... Right, okay. I need sticks. So yes is the answer. The thing is, I think to sit in it or to look like I'm sitting in it, I'd have to crouch. Right, oh, let's see. Let's see if this works. It's one thing I like with the pirate thing, because I had the beer bottles and it would just like put them by it and it was kind of cool. I've actually never been fishing before my actual real life, but let's see if this works. So if I put this here, no, it didn't quite work. It didn't quite work. It didn't look right. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It's because of the camera angle. That's really weird. It does and it doesn't. It just looks tiny. I don't.
Can
it won't
interact with it.
I don't think I can. No. Let me just kill this guy. No, no, no. Bad, bad. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Wait, okay, I can. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, that works. I didn't know you could interact with it. Oh, that's cool. That works. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't realise it was interactable. Oh, that's awesome.
Sweet.
That's awesome. That's so cool. That's really cool. I didn't realise you could interact with some of the furniture like that. That's really cool. I was just going to try and make one now. That's so cool. It's hard to fish though because
I should have added that years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to fish though because aim where I'm fishing. Oh, come on, no. No, I'm hitting you with a fish. No. Hit. Right. Really should put torches and stuff over there, because that's the only trouble with living in a wooded area. It's so easy for so many mobs to spawn in here. I don't think there's anything else. I just don't want to be fishing and something sneaks up on me. I think that's everything. Ooh. That's something I want to make. I want to make again. I haven't made it for a while. You can make an auto chicken cooker. So it's sort of like you make an egg farm, and essentially what happens is a chicken hatches the eggs. They then get thrown out and the chickens hatch, and then when they grow up, they basically go into the larva and then immediately cook. And it sounds really complicated, but it is actually simple to make, because other person that used to make content on the channel Rewind, when we had a server together, he made one, and he put banners that said KFC on it. It was funny. I just wish they'd make something like you've got the autocrafter now, and they make like an auto furnace, so you could put stuff in and it immediately make, you know, smelt what you wanted it to. There's ways to do it, but it's more complicated. You need to make an item sort of system and a super smelter, and it will do it that way. But that's like a far complicated circuit. I wish there was just one like furnace that you could set to already smelting certain things, so you could put hoppers into it that way.
Devs are so fucking lazy. Add-on makers shouldn't hold the burden of making the game better.
No, they really shouldn't. And it's not just that. It's this is one of the things I hate about Bethesda with Skyrim, because a lot of the anniversary edition, and I can know 100% on my own, and I know for a fact this is just like add-ons and stuff that other people have made. And then Bethesda's gone, cool, we'll take all them, we'll give you a small percentage, and then we're going to put them in the game and say it's a DLC. For instance, like the backpack thing add-on in the Anniversary Edition, that was a thing for years for mods. But this is what they should be doing. They should actually be paying them properly to make additions, instead of going, alright, maybe in a couple of years we'll add that on, because I swear, like, some of the updates were just old mods.
The fuss about that.
I swear, like, some of the updates in Minecraft especially were genuinely old mods. Like the Autocrafter, that was a mod. I remember that being a mod for years ago. Hell, the blast furnace, some stuff like that. There's so many blocks in the game that were actually just old mods that they just haven't added for ages, and like, you could have sorted this ages ago. I mean, the whole thing with the mod boat being rigged. If you look at some of the custom mobs they have now, it's ridiculous. I mean, even the mob head system, I feel that should be part of the normal game. Like, especially, you'd maybe tweak the drops, but essentially, you know, some of the rarer mobs have a chance. But if you can have, you know, the creeper heads and stuff, why can't you have the rest of them? I need to make another one. Okay, well, if we got anything good in here? No. But yeah, that's really why, especially with Bethesda and Skyrim, I love Skyrim. I already actually played it a couple of years. Was it 5 or 6 years? It was way before the pandemic I started playing it, I remember, for the first time, even though I don't own it. But it's why it does my head in that there's so many big developer companies like that just go, nah. And it's the same reason why I dislike the fact Nintendo is like, oh no, you're not allowed to emulate stuff even if you own the game, blah blah blah. And it's because so then people make like updated graphics, like there was an Ocarina of Time one, and then they go, no, that's our thing, we're going to shut that down as well. It's like, you won't let people play the games on computer via emulation, so they go another way, and then you won't let them do that either. So either sort it yourself or do something, because see, now I'm ranting. Not everybody can afford or has, like myself. I have all the old PlayStation because I grew up with them. Has all that stuff to go back and play. So either make things backward compatible or just let people do stuff like that. As long as they own a copy of it, I feel it should be legal. Like, if you own a physical copy of a game, you should legally be allowed to emulate it on a computer because you have bought that game, you paid for it. But no. And see, this is a point where it really gets me rotten, but no, they're just greedy and it does my head in. Right, what am I doing now? Alright, I was trying to make a slab, wasn't I? See, I'm ranting that much about game companies. I'm not doing
100 agree.
Yeah. Ranting that much about game companies. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which was making another barrel. Buddy, I can see you over there. Don't try thinking you're sneaking up on me, skeletons. You're not being sneaky at all. Right, make a couple of them. There we go. You see him over there, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get you. You can't see me. You're not looking. I'm gonna get you. Like, I can bloody see you, idiot. I don't have any arrows, do I? I need like one. Do I have any? No, I don't. I'm actually gonna have to go deal with them because they will just slowly but surely try and sneak over and hide in the wall. No, you're not fooling anybody. Wait, what did all that I just saw? What that?
He'll take that as a yes.
Ooh. Okay, I can see what it said, but it didn't say. So I'm gonna press show and see if it just. What do you mean another moderator just handled it? I'm the only moderator. So I've just, the message is held for reviewer, so I've just reviewed it and I've just pressed accept and it just said another moderator has held it. Like, no, they haven't, I'm the only moderator. Apparently you do, yeah. So I can say it for the folks that watch this vlog. Mr. Riddlesworth just tried saying the text to speech is. I'm going to redact this word because I don't like the word.
Because of the R word, LOL.
Yeah, I'm going to redact the word that because the text to speech I'm going to say is stupid. I do not like that word, to be honest. In fact, that is actually that's not the text to speech. That's me. I have I've censored that word in my chat. The text to speech is stupid, lol. Do I have to type the word 100% in order to be said properly? That is actually just my chat filter. That is a word I really don't like, having been called it a lot of times when I was younger and that kind of thing. And so that actually is just the channel's filter. Why that wouldn't put up. There's certain words that if you try to put it in the chat, they'll just be censored. And I think it's supposed to give you a warning or something like that. Obviously, especially when I'm recording with the kids sometimes, I have to have stuff like that up. But yeah, that is a word I'm definitely not a fan of. Anyway, let's try and continue to get back to level 15. Can you just try saying something? I'm not sure if it's completely stopped you from putting it out now because of the text to speech. I'm hoping not. If it has, I'll fix it. But
okay, same, but in the mind that a world only has power if you let it. Being different ain't so bad.
True. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I know Snowy's been on. Has anybody else been on since we've had to do both the research? Because I haven't seen anybody yet. So I saw Snowy went on and I thought, should I say something? Is he going to be confused or... It is not your dingus.
Just us and Snowy.
Okay. Okay, now it's too far. Okay, what? Okay. Oh, why does it? Okay, so little known fact: when it's raining.
I updated everyone on the issue.
Okay, when it's raining, your fishing drops are increased by a lot. And what always seems to happen is it starts raining, and then it goes night, and then asleep, and then it stops raining in the morning, which is really annoying. But for the normal game, to make sure you have enough fishing, you need at least a big enough area of water. You used to be able to just literally put one tiny bit, one block of water in the ground and fish from there, and you still have the entire loot table. I think they fixed that. You need to have essentially have a big enough water area for fish to be able to spawn like they are doing that. Or failing that, actually put fish in that water area, which is why on my starter base I actually caught a fish and put it inside the water. And that will, as long as it's got sky access, you'll have all access to the loot table. Otherwise, you don't really have access to it all, and it's lower drops. You don't get the enchanted book stuff. They fixed that a while ago because there was a point when people make an AFK fish farm and they were overpowered as hell because they essentially had an auto clicker and it was catching everything, massive amounts of EXP, and just put them in the chests. So you could leave it going on a server overnight, and I did it on some of the worlds, and you'd have so much enchanted books, so much free XP, all the loot and stuff and everything. It was ridiculous. So they fixed it, but they didn't fix it. They fixed the things going to be able to be in all fishing, and they changed the loot table. The loot table's still busted, but it at least prevents someone from abusing it to the point of, I'm just going to leave this on all night on a server, get 200 levels overnight while I'm away, while I'm not doing it, just as easy as that. Which I admit, it is a bit much, that. Which is why I kind of I don't mind the RPG Maker adding extra loot to the table, because you really do have to grind to get to the level 15, and even past that, you have to grind to get the high enough levels to level it up enough to have it like a 1 in 5 chance, which is as maximum it can be. Ooh, what book's that? Ooh, loyalty, mate, and efficiency 3. One of these idiots will finally drop a trident. That'd be nice.
Sup brew, hope you are good. Skipping some comments. It's because of the R word lol. Ah okay, same, but I'm of a mind that a world only has power if you let it, being different ain't so bad. Just us and Snowy. I updated everyone on the issue. Ooh wanna sell that rod. I'll buy that from you, I need a good fishing pole.
That is so funny.
My trident.
That is so funny. The channel's automatic censor thing actually just censored you for like so long, and then when I have allowed it to go through again, it's just thrown everything back out. That is so funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, I can sell the other rod I've got. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll trade for try. That is so funny. So essentially, I think you got like somewhat quote unquote timed out for a certain amount of time, and then when I'd gone into it myself and gone, that's fine, or approved the thing, it's just gone, okay, we'll give you a timeout, and then we'll release all the messages that have been hidden. That's funny. Oh, that's so funny. I don't think this is as good as mine, and what the other thing is, if you die with this one,
you'll jump on in 25 mins.
Okay, if you die with this one, you lose it. Because mine's 3 and that one's only 2, but it's still good. What I'll do though is I will mend it for you. Why does this seem to be getting more stuff than I wondered? That's weird. Oh. I'll tell you something about going back to my old stuff. Well, yesterday I watched a video of like some of
use my enchantment room to fix it.
I've got, well, I don't mind using it here, it's just easy. But yeah, I watched some, like, if I don't know if people have, the Scooby-Doo of Night of 100 Frights, it was an old PS2 game, and I saw a video of that, and I thought, you know what? And one thing I do enjoy about having my old consoles and stuff is that I literally thought, I want to play that so badly, you know what? And I literally disconnected the PlayStation 4.
I have XP spitter again.
Disconnected the PS4. I connected up my PS2 and I hooked it up and I'm like, this is how things should be, you know, that's how things like this should be played. It's like, I have the original Crash Bandicoot Warped and just cracking that up and I'm like, yeah, this feels good. Like just grabbing out instead of some of the new stuff, or like you buy a third party thing that's got 5 in 1, cracking out an actual the old chunky official PS2, booting up and it's still working just as well. Yeah, there's something I wish I could have. I had the ability to record.
I got a retro selection too.
I wish I had the ability to record some of my old stuff like that. Like I'd love to record Dark Cloud on official hardware and stuff like that, but I'm unable to at the moment. But yeah,
I hate throwing my old tech away.
I mean, I had to like convince my mum to let me keep some of the stuff. I remember when I had the original PS1, not the wee small one, but the one that's also referred to as PSX, the big grey one. And then I got a PS2, and she's like, "Oh, are you gonna get rid of your old one?" I'm like, "I don't wanna." I said, I remember saying, "But the new PlayStation you've got plays both games." I went, "No, I still want to keep this one. It's got all my stuff on my memory card," and I'm glad I did. And then I remember I've got like a couple of PS2s actually. I've got a couple of chunky ones, and I've got the slimline one, which I hate because that one has a really bad fault on it. Where if the laser goes out of alignment, which it does quite often, it can literally burn rings, perfectly circular rings, on your discs. And I remember I wasn't the best at taking care of my games when I was younger. Like a lot of my discs have scratches on them, and I remember Mum getting angry.
I have a special adapter so I could hook up and record old stuff through my Elgato.
See, I have all that, but when Rewind moved away, all the stuff we have to record stuff like my old computer, my really decent computer, was all put in storage, and I keep having to bug him to sort stuff like because I've got like a capture card device, a webcam, so the old computer, and it's all away in his storage, whatever the storage unit has got, and I keep needing to try and get it, but it's like right at the back. So I have the necessary, but I want to wait until like I can finally get my own house again and settle down properly. Then I'll probably start getting everything back together. So obviously living with my mother and kids, it's quite difficult. It's not their fault, but it's difficult to record. So I'd love to, when I finally get settled, have my own, not like, I suppose like office space where I can just sit down and go, right, here's what this is connected here, this is connected here, and it all to work properly. But obviously not really having anywhere I live, sort of, is making that difficult. Yeah, because we had a way to record the Switch as well, even though it was really, I think it was the editor we used, but it was really like glitchy, but we did that.
You looking at council flats?
Honestly, at the moment, buddy, I just need a job again. I've been at work keep going for small part jobs for friends. And I'm struggling at being out of work, official proper work for months now. And I've worked as a bartender for over 10 years. I'm actually somewhat going for a personal license course. I'm pretty much qualified to run a bar, but trying to apply for 10, 12 jobs a week and then hearing nothing back from them, or when I finally get some job, like I've had a couple of jobs where, and then I've lost them because either the business is not doing well, or the owners have sold up, or something stupid like that, or they've changed owners. And this is the kind of thing that was getting me down. That I had a career where I was doing it for so long and then just been stuck. So I said to myself when I moved back, I'd get myself a decent job and then move out. So I need anywhere really. I'll take anything. As soon as I've kept thinking to myself, as soon as I can start a proper job and settle as you know, like what's the word for it? A secure job again. Then I'll look at housing and then I'll sort myself out. And then it just didn't happen. And everything went from there, unfortunately. And one of the things that were really started to point where it was weighing heavily on my mental state was I was trying and keep so hard and felt like I was getting nowhere. And then the job centre just keeps sending you back to, oh, we'll send you on the deployability course. Ones that I've already done in college, and I know a lot, and my CV is practically perfect, and they've said the interviews are perfect, and still just getting absolutely nowhere. And it's just, especially when I've been in this career for so long, and I'm really highly qualified in hospitality. I've worked security, I've worked bar work, I can practically run my own bar, I'm qualified to run it. I know all of it, and just not being able to get anything. Or finding places that people won't employ me because I'm too overqualified more than they are, and they can't afford, they don't want to pay me the money that I'm supposed to be paid. They'd rather take someone on who doesn't know anything, no experience, and it's just a nightmare. Really. But again, I'm ranting about stuff, even though this is like what is a mental health talk stream, I suppose. But yeah. Where are you? Come here, you. Did he drop it? I think he did. Yeah, he dropped it. Right, these seem so much faster. Like, I remember, like what the hell? Like, I swear, I'm so used to the old Laggy server that they are so faster at blowing up than I remember. Right, what have I actually got now? So that can go on the trident that I've got. Oh, that's really good. That trident's really good, actually. It's the first time I've seen one of the tridents that actually aren't broken that much. I got pretty lucky there. Anyway. Bloody hell, I suppose it's bloody nearly 6 o'clock. How long have I been going? Bloody hell, I just realised I've been going for over 2 hours. Wow. I suppose the first hour of me just talking about my mental health and all that.
Oh, they get me all the time. Huge pains now, lol. I have loyalty books and stuff for Trident.
Okay. I'll tell you what then. I'll trade this rod for some of them then, I think. Once I've got it repaired fully.
Second floor in tower.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be eating food anytime soon. I've got tons of, well, in Minecraft at least. I actually think that, no, I actually sorted that early before I went to see Mum off with the train. I have some Greg's pizza left I can just snack on. But yeah, when it comes to food, I don't think I'll be needing food anytime soon with it here. One of the good things about getting fishing. Now, I do remember when fishing was even more apart. That was literally, I just tried, I think I did a challenge world where I put it in creative mode and then put it in survival mode, and I only give myself a fishing rod. And it was ridiculous just because I was able to like get an enchanted fishing rod and all the enchanted books, how quickly you're able to power it up, which is just how powerful fishing actually is. Especially because I could make my little tiny little cave with a one that was before they made it so that now you have to have sky access with just like a one bit of water in the floor, and then that was fishing and it was nuts. Now it won't work properly. You won't get the full loot table.
Was then gonna set up stream. Be right back.
All right. Okay. I wonder if I should end this one then, maybe, because should I end mine? Maybe. Don't want to step on any toes of you getting your stuff as well. Oh. Right, that's that chat fully done. Oh, hello, you. Who do you think you are? Bloody hell, you haven't been a busy boy. How do I get the tower? Oh, you've extended. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like you've extended it. Ah, nice. You've built your own shower. Right. Am I being daft here? Oh, second floor in tower. I am being daft. Let's have a look. See, that's really good. What do you mean you've not... that's fantastic! What do you mean that's not a good one? That's a couple. That's fantastic. That's the best you want. That's exactly what you want with the sword. Right. I think I'll get that. See, that's it's just like sorry folks, I just realised how quiet I've been. I'm just looking this. Okay, so yeah, that'll probably be way better. Yeah, I don't know what he means. I mean, those swords are exactly what you want. I mean, I kind of still want to try. Like, I like doing stuff for myself though. But so yeah, for a fully powered one, I feel that's a bit fair. Okay, how is he? Okay. Yeah, his heads are cool. Ah, he's got more, damn it. What is that? I bet that's an endermite. Interesting. Very interesting. I do like how he's extended his house, so that's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh.
I couldn't put fire aspect on, was too expensive, but I managed to get it sorted, so I have better one now. Yes, bought loads of pearls in that.
And a little booger try. Ah, right, okay. Well, if you're